All right, this is Daniel Gumby Vreeland from Sportskeeda MMA, and joining me today is Vince Morales, who fights Jonathan Martinez at UFC Vegas 55. That fight is on May 21st. So, Vince, before we get into talking about this upcoming fight, I wanted to ask you, you're supposed to fight back in March, a crazy situation where you actually fly all the way to London and get taken out for being sick right as you get off the plane, is my understanding. Tell us a little bit about what went on and how you got that fight canceled.
Yeah, so I don't know what it was, something on the flight or England weather. Right when I got off the plane, I noticed it was really cold, and I was just figuring that England was cold at first. So but I felt it in my bones, and I was wearing I was wearing a real fluffy, one of those jackets that people climb Mount Everest in. I was wearing one of those jackets. I was still freezing. Anyways, I kind of poker faced my way through the day, and after I finally checked in the hotel and stuff, I was still freezing, and I went and took a hot shower, got in a hot bath, just trying to warm up, and nothing was really working. I got out, and all of a sudden I felt worse, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm coming down with something. And then I went and saw my physical therapist there, Heather, with the PI, and right away she was just asking me what was wrong and if I'm feeling all right. And I was like, I just feel a little funny. And then so she took my temperature, and I had a fever of 101. And then she was saying, well, I got to let the doctors know and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I'm fine, really. Can we wait a day at least or something? And she's like, yeah, but main thing, we got to let them know early because we really can't allow you to cut weight with your temperature being like that. I was like, okay, that's fair. So I went and took a fever reducer, went and got in bed, kind of called it night. And just all through the night, I was waking up, and I woke up to soaked sheets. I mean, it was I was just sweating, and I was like, cool, maybe I'm killing the virus. But I still went and tested my temperature again, and sure enough, it's still 101. And they went and ran two or three COVID tests, and those all came back negative, thankfully. But yeah, whatever I had was worse than that. But right away, the doctors kind of from there just pulled me off the card.
Being that it wasn't COVID, I know people are careful about everything right now, but did you get to experience London at all, or did you wind up just holed up in a hotel until they returned you back home?
So for the first 5 or 6 days I was there, yeah, they wouldn't even clear me to fly back. So I was literally cooped up in the hotel, kind of depressed, just eating my little heart out for what I could actually eat. I didn't even have an appetite. And then they finally cleared me to go back on fight night, but they also gave me tickets for the fight. So I was like, well, shit, I guess we'll go try to watch. So I went there and sat like a sourpuss in my seat, just kind of watching all the fights, thinking I was supposed to be out there. And then the next day, me and my now fiance, actually, we went and explored a little bit of London. I had some things kind of booked for us to go check out and go do. So yeah, that was kind of our trip. It ended way better than it started, but unfortunately, it still meant that I missed out on a big fight.
First of all, congratulations on your fiance. That's very exciting. Did that happen? Did that happen in London?
Yeah. I kind of thought that'd be a real cool thing. She used to live in London and grew up there for a bit. Or in England rather. So yeah, I thought it'd be a cool way to do that. So my whole plan when I got there was fight, win, propose, and unfortunately, sickness pulled me out of 2 of those. But yeah, tried to cap off the trip with a nice little memorable moment. So
the toughest part of all of this is that you're ready to fight. You're ready to fight a guy who's got a pretty big name behind him too.
Yeah.
Was it difficult mentally to get back in it without a fight being booked and without really having a date in mind? Was it hard to go back to hard training and hard sparring after that?
Not necessarily, because I took that fight on short notice anyways, which I was already basically in camp. That's why it kind of made sense. And then I just deal with things way better while I'm working. So I just kind of got nose back to the grindstone and went right back to work. It's a couple days after I got back, because I was still feeling a little funny when I got here. So yeah, I took a day or 2 off, and then I was right back into wrestling training on Wednesday.
I want to ask you about, I saw you this past weekend in Davy Grant's corner. Tell me about what it was like being there for that kind of moment for a guy who's pretty new to your team, right?
Yeah. That was his second camp that he's done with us. He's great though. I mean, I love Davey. He was an awesome guy to have around and learn a lot from. And just being there kind of really inspired me and got me motivated, fired up for my own fight this weekend. And I was saying this last week, I think it'll be good for me to kind of get in the atmosphere and in the feel of the small venue again, even though that was my last fight anyways, but still it's a little intimate in the Apex building. So yeah, all in all, the experience was great. The whole thing was awesome. I was glad David could walk away with a big win. We kind of swapped opponents for this one, so we're trying to see
I gotta ask too, because I personally think he got screwed out of a bonus. What's your take on that?
100%. I thought without a doubt that they were at least getting fight of the night. And then also, well, if not that, then performance of the night. But yeah, and still, at least one of those, I thought he was well deserving for. Man, it's just kind of little. I really feel for him because he had coming off of 2 split decision losses that were both kind of here or there. He thankfully got a bonus on those ones. I just feel like he was still missing just a little something, and I was really hoping that bonus is going to be there for him. He got gypped in my book.
But let's talk about the fight you're going to get a bonus for, hopefully, and that's Jonathan Martinez.
Yeah.
You mentioned you're swapping opponents with Davy Grant at one point in time, but also this is a little bit of a Factory X revenge match, right? Like you got the Chris Gutierrez fight before, kind of one of Jonathan Martinez's training partners. Is that sort of how you're looking at it? That one of the lenses you're seeing this through? Yeah,
one of them. Yeah, like it's next best thing till I get back with Gutierrez, which like wouldn't be doing the family name really. Vandetta, oh, that's my middle name if you didn't know. I wouldn't be doing that really good justice if I wasn't out looking for revenge. So it's a step in that direction. I think they have a skewed vision of me and kind of who I am as a fighter because of how the last fight went. And I plan to kind of exploit that and leave them real surprised.
That fight, while it was super tough and you had a gritty performance, it's memorable, right? Because it's a finish that not a lot of people see, and it's unfortunate that you're on the wrong end of it. But do you feel like people remember that aspect of your fight more often than the good stuff and the stuff that people really care about?
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like anytime that Gutierrez fights, I'm the only highlights that they're showing. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, I know he's got other highlights, but it is what it is. If anything, it's probably going to work towards my favor because people are going to be, they're going to hold me to that sort of standard. Oh, that's an area of an exploitation. And I really, that's not the case. And if they got to learn the hard way, so be it. I'm here for it. So let's go.
What you think the biggest thing that Jonathan Martinez and the Factory X team is overlooking here with you? Like, is it that you're, a well-balanced fighter? Is it that you feel like, you do check leg kicks when you do need to? Like, what part do you feel like they're overlooking the most?
I think all of it. I think they think I'm solely a stand-up guy who can't check kicks, and I'm a well-rounded fighter who fucking can check kicks. So, yeah, I can't wait to get in there. Like I said, it's a step in that direction of me kind of proving or taking something back from that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before I let you go, I do always like to get a prediction out of my fighters. How do you see this one ending with Jonathan Martinez on May 21st?
I think at one point I crack him, I hurt him. He ends up looking to kind of tie me up. I choke him out.
I like it. I like it a lot. And once again, fans, this has been Vince Morales, who fights Jonathan Martinez at UFC Vegas 55. That fight on May 21st. Vince, thanks so much for the time, man. Really appreciate it.
Hell yeah, Dan. It was good talking to you, man. I appreciate it.